Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. We got a couple bombshells right now regarding the entire Epstein situation. Now, I wish that what I was about to tell you is that Ghislaine Maxwell, Jean-Luc Brunel, Sarah Palin, Leslie Groff, Nadia Marcinkova, and others have been arrested. We're not even close to that. What we do know is that two of the guards who were supposed to watch Epstein have now been arrested. But this almost obfuscates what I think is some of the bigger news coming out of Maria Farmer's story that I've been covering since it was covered anywhere in the press. And that story being that she went to the FBI and the New York Police Department about Epstein all the way back in 1996. Now, that new information we're going to get into in a moment. And remember, last week we reported that the Express said that, in fact, there would be warrants issued by the FBI on 4 co-conspirators of Epstein. That seems to be different. So let's get into, first of all, the guards being arrested. FBI investigating the possibility of a criminal enterprise in Jeffrey Epstein death, prison chief admits. Of course. How could it not be? But the question is the FBI really investigating a sect of themselves, a sect of the Department of Justice, the cleanup crew inside the FBI? Let's get into it right here. And remember, these guys were already offered a plea deal, which we also reported on. And if they were already offered a plea deal, we knew something else was going to come up. Now, my question is, are they looking for a fall guy saying, basically this person did this and allowed Epstein to kill himself? Because it's becoming clearer and clearer the guy was murdered, if you even believe he wasn't murdered out of the gates. FBI investigators probing the death of Jeffrey Epstein are looking into whether a criminal enterprise may have played a role. The Bureau of Prisons director revealed Tuesday during testimony on Capitol Hill. Kathleen Hawks Sawyer made the admission during a line of questioning involving Senator Lindsey Graham in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. With a case this high profile, there has got to be either a major malfunction of the system or a criminal enterprise at foot to allow this to happen. So are you looking at both? Is the FBI looking at both? The FBI is involved, and they are looking at a criminal enterprise, yes. But that criminal enterprise, again, these guys being arrested, it just, with the 3 breaks, with 2 guards being down, with the cameras, multiple cameras being down, with the fact his brother said he was attacked the first time, and that Epstein had told him he was attacked the first time, so he didn't even try to commit suicide the first time. That's being obfuscated. But when we talk about a criminal enterprise, and there's 2 different stories here, by the way, this is really the big one. This is, they're both really big. This one's being ignored more. So Maria Farmer, let's tell her story. Maria Farmer was of age when she was working for Epstein at the door in New York, and she revealed that she saw Dershowitz there well before he said he knew Epstein, and that underage models were modeling upstairs, and she would often see Dershowitz go upstairs. She kind of came to the aid of Virginia Giuffre Roberts. Now, the other thing is she had a younger daughter, or a younger sister, who also got involved with Epstein, and I believe was molested in a movie theater and then in another place, and he sent her to Thailand at one point. Now, Maria Farmer in 1996 goes to the NYPD and the FBI. Now, here is what I've never seen anywhere else, okay? And we're going to get into why this is important, because she says that these surveillance tapes, if you look at the next article, were kept in his safe in New York. Now, we know that that safe was breached. That what did they find? They found passports. She said he kept passports there. And a passport without his real name on it, with a Saudi Arabian address and stamps all over it. And Whitney Webb's done some great digging into that. I need to get her on. She's supposed to be coming on this week, actually. I'm gonna pester her in the DMs and get her on, especially about this. But we all knew that she confirmed that he had cameras in the bathrooms and the bedrooms in his New York City townhouse and employed a team of men to monitor the feeds at all times. Now that I did not know. Think about that. Now you have a detail of people that are basically watching pedophilia, right? They're watching CP. They're not only watching it, they're producing it because they're recording it and then they're storing it and they're putting away. Every single one of those people needs to be arrested, period. Okay? And remember, she alleges that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell assaulted her at the Ohio home of Les Wexner and claims her sister, then 15, was also assaulted by the pair. And I've done extensive videos about that whole situation months before Epstein was even arrested. You can find them if you type in Epstein or Maria Farmer into a search engine on my page. But let's make this very clear. The FBI has not stated that they ever got any of these tapes. Okay? The tapes were from pinhole cameras set up in bedrooms and bathrooms in his Upper East Side mansion. And this is out of a CBS interview. Okay? One of Jeffrey Epstein's victims has claimed the late pedophile kept surveillance camera footage of some of the rooms inside his Manhattan mansion and that he stored it in a safe. Now remember, that safe is supposed to be breached. This is where they found that very odd Bill Clinton pointing at you, blue dress, right? So in July of this year, the FBI raided Epstein's home and authorities described finding passports, cash, and diamonds in a locked safe inside. But there has never been any mention of surveillance footage or what went on in the property. Huh. So you got to ask yourself one more time, which FBI was involved in that raid? Is it the good FBI? Is it the FBI that wanted to bring this guy down, that couldn't believe that he got a deal? Or is it that corrupt upper echelon FBI that we see in documentation with Robert Mueller where it appears he cut a deal there, right? Gave them information. Or is it, the FBI that works for that arm of intelligence that, according to I believe it was Vicky Ward, who said that Acosta, when he was asked about this in his confirmation for labor secretary in the Trump administration, said he was told Epstein was intelligence and it was above his pay grade. So if this is a true intelligence op through and through with surveillance, and we now have men live watching the victims. Not that it wasn't horrific before, right? Not that this surveillance, when we're talking about men, now she's talking about multiple people. This is the enterprise, and people do need to be arrested. And you got to think to yourself, yeah, okay, so maybe there weren't men manning it 24/7, 365. But when Epstein was there, or perhaps when Epstein was loaning out the mansion to others, what do you think was going on? So there you have it again, guys. I'm suspect of anything the FBI is doing at this point, especially with Barbara Sampson and Bill Barr saying it was suicide when it clearly points to not suicide, when nobody in the mainstream is really focusing on the fact that Mark Epstein's saying that his brother was attacked the first time and never tried to commit suicide, and that he fears for his life and he fears for his kids' lives, and that there has been no mention of these tapes before. And now that we know, aside from all these female names that we know that there were men watching the surveillance tapes. And when I say surveillance tapes, the live feeds as they happen. I've got to focus on that one more time. Of the pinhole cameras in bathrooms and bedrooms in his New York City townhouse. And if he was doing it in the townhouse, he was doing it at Zorro Ranch. And if he was doing it at Zorro Ranch, he was doing it in Palm Beach. And if he was doing it in Palm Beach, he was doing it over in France as well. And we could keep going, okay? This is an international intelligence operation that seems to have spanned decades upon decades. That's what the evidence points to. And I just feel like the cleanup crew is here, and these guards that thought they were going to take the deal or were forced to take a deal to just get out of there, because we don't know the circumstances. The cameras malfunctioned. We should have had camera footage of everybody in and out of that entire building for the entire time that Epstein was there. That's how high profile this was. Guys, make sure to thumbs this video up, share it with others. If you're new to this channel and you've never seen it before, we do deep dives into documents, including Epstein documents. I may actually today do an Epstein Black Book continuation AMA from the last one, because this is so important and we have so much breaking news. So look for that. I'm a documentary filmmaker. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, Shade the Motion Picture. You thought I was going to tell you to buy them. Nope, they're free right here in the documentaries playlist section. I give all of my work away for free. Please go check them out. They're highly produced, and I think they're very well done. If you like my stuff, I do it 3 to 7 times a day. I had some technical difficulties over the last few streams, but it looks like we might actually have them worked out. I had to do a reformat on my whole drive and blah, 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 reinstall Windows. So it was not that fun, but we're doing it 3 to 7 times a day, and we're going to crank through them today. I can promise you that. If you do like my work and you want to support me, not only by subscribing to the channel, but financially, $5, $10, $15 through a GoFundMe. That's how I do it. No Subscribe Star, no Patreon, no bonus content. I just got approved for membership, so we'll see what we do there. We might do something there because we want to stay on YouTube despite all the censorship, because we need independent voices that aren't going to look at this like from a left or right-wing perspective. We all know that the Epstein case goes well beyond that. And I just want to say thank you for all those that do support me and share my stuff. Thumbs up, sub, join the Burmist Brigade, and I will see you on the flip side, my friends.